So, turns out law school is really time consuming. Who would have guessed? Got some bad news bears for August. 5 in and none out. Woo! I know that for school didn't start until August 31st, but we had things due on the first day and I didn't know how to do anything yet, so there was a lot of homework time even before school started, and there's a lot of events to get to know people before school started, and I wasn't going to sit home and read during those because I wanted to know people I was going to be going to school with for the next 3 years. So the 5 has carried over to September, but we've already finished one in September, except it's September 20th, so oops. This is going to be a really short video because what did I read in August? Nothing. I worked on War and Peace. I did not get far at all. And now that I didn't touch it the later half of August, and I haven't touched it at all in September, and it's late September now, I'm not even gonna look at the percentage of where I got because it's not worth it. I've been sick. That's another reason why I didn't make this video until so late. One, upset at myself for not reading it all, but it's life sometimes. But 2, I was really sick. Also, because we're so late in September, I'm not going to tell you September TBR. I'm just going to tell you what I have been working on. So first of all, The House of the Seven Gables by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This was not on any TBR or whatever. This was one of the 5 books I brought in. So we just got it out. And it is because for law school, I moved to New England, and my dad made this seem like required reading for all Americans, but especially if you are going to New England. It's not. For a more in-depth look at why, come back to my September read and October TBR in 2 weeks, because I've also been working on This Idea Must Die, but it's still very slow going. Just because law school reading is very dense. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes they're using silly language and you're you're a judge. It's fun. But sometimes it's very dense, and so is This Idea Must Die, and so it has not been getting as much love as it probably deserves. So we're still working on that. This is empty. But wherever the actual book is, I have been reading Darling Girl. That one's hard because what I've learned, how I got to the House of the Seven Gables, is I can read on the T, which is their subway system here. Wonderful, beautiful. Darling Girl is so much bigger than the House of the Seven Gables. So when I have all these big law books in my bag, it doesn't fit. It hurts my back. And if things fit perfectly, and then you add one more large book, it ain't working. So I am very close to the end. I have less than 100 pages left. So hopefully I'll finish it this month. And yeah, that's going. It's not going as easily as the House of the Seven Gables. Because it's too big to read in as many places. But hopefully you'll hear about that next month too, when I finish it. But this month I've also been working on The Alpha and the Vigilante. I think it's by Victus on Wattpad. Girl math, it doesn't count because it's not a book I brought in, and it's not going to get rid of anything in my TBR. So it's just reading for fun and not for goals. Yeah, one of my new law school friends is a Wattpad girly. Well, 2 of them are, but one of them was this book is good. This Wattpad story is good. Read it. And I was never a Wattpad girly. I went right to AO3. I I've heard people talk about like Wattpad as like you go to Wattpad first, then you go to AO3, then I went right to AO3. So I don't know if that's a common thing. That's just something I've heard. And I've mainly done, because it's AO3, I've only ever read like fan fiction. And don't get me wrong, like some of those are like novels in their own rights, and all they've done is take like the character's name, and the rest is like they wrote their own whole books. And I love it. But this is like, it's not meant to be a fan fiction. It's just like she came up with this story and she put it on Wattpad. And in case you couldn't tell by the title, The Alpha and the Vigilante, it is werewolves. And yeah, and they're like mates, and that I have never read, to my memory, this kind of werewolf story. I know it's like a whole genre of, you know, wolves and mating bonds, and that's like a whole romance section. And I'm enjoying my first dip into it, even though it doesn't help anything, but it's on my phone, so it's much easier to read on the T. So yeah, very short video. That's that. I haven't finished anything, but I'm reading a good amount still. But a lot of that reading doesn't count because girl math. Thank you. It feels weird that this video is so short, but I really have nothing else to say. I didn't plan any TBR for this month, so I can't even be like, oh, I'm not working on that. Like, it's just, we're vibing, we're surviving, we're healing, we're learning. And it was in August. It definitely was August, and now it's over. And now it's September. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon.